What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success, and in this video here, I want to take you deep down the rabbit hole into the psychology of consumer behavior and show you how to gain massive amounts of social proof for your clothing brand so that your audience is easily triggered into wanting your product and buying your product. I'm so excited about this episode here. I know that this is going to help you so much, and this is some of the most important information you can ever learn about marketing, okay? What is social proof? Social proof is people's reliance on the actions of others to determine what is right and what is wrong in a given situation, okay? Put simply, social proof is the influence that is created when a person finds out that others are doing something. So why is social proof the shit when it comes to marketing your clothing brand? Basically, social proof influences people to converge quickly on the choice to buy, okay? So right now, if you're first starting out, you may be noticing that it takes a lot of work to make a sale, okay? People seem to have to go through a checklist in their head before they finally come to the decision to buy your product. And when you utilize social proof well, it basically speeds up the decision-making process and allows people to come to the decision very quickly that they want your product and are willing to buy your product. Let's go even deeper here into the exact phenomenon that occur in order to trigger social proof, okay? One of the phenomenon is known as the multiple source effect. This is basically where people give more credence to ideas that are stated by multiple sources, okay? So an example of this would be people are more convinced when they read 5 reviews that are stated by separate people than if they read 5 reviews that are stated by the same person, okay? So when there's more sources, it helps people be convinced a lot easier. Another phenomenon is known as uncertainty, okay? When people are evaluating your clothing brand, they are much more likely to incorporate the opinions of others when their own perception is uncertain or ambiguous, okay? So if they don't know whether they like your brand, they are much more likely to look outside themselves to the opinions of others to make a decision. The last phenomenon that I want to talk about here before I get into even more ideas around social proof is the concept of similarity, okay? When people view themselves as similar to the people around them, they are much more likely to adopt and perceive the behavior of these people as correct, okay? So if they view their peer groups as similar to themselves, they're much more likely to look at that behavior as influential. So I want to run through 5 ways that you can use social proof in your clothing brand to trigger more sales, all right? Number 1 is customers. If you already have a base of customers, people who have bought your product and like your product, you want to constantly be trying to get what's called UGC, which is user-generated content. This is basically pictures and videos of people who have bought your product, posting online, sharing it, and maybe tagging you in it, because this is a really good way to get social proof for your brand when other people can see that you already have a customer base. The second way to use social proof for your clothing brand is through experts, okay? Experts in the clothing brand industry endorsing your product. Say you have Damon John, who founded FUBU and is on Shark Tank, say, this new clothing brand started up, they have great quality stuff, you should definitely check them out. It will increase social proof. Another way you can use experts is through blogs, professional bloggers in the realm of clothing and in magazines. That would really help increase the social proof. The third way to use social proof for your clothing brand is through celebrities and influencers. We know that this is my favorite, and basically this is where you get your product worn by celebrities and influencers in pop culture because people tend to look up to them in terms of what's trendy, and the second you get your clothing worn by a celebrity or an influencer, your brand will immediately have a boost in social proof and credibility. The fourth way to use social proof in your clothing brand is through crowds, okay? When your clothing brand reaches a certain audience size and you have a certain amount of followers, people are much more likely to join what's called herd behavior, where, if they're unsure about your product, they look and they see how many people are buying your product. You have so many people interested that there must be something to it, and it really helps them come to a decision to buy. The last way that social proof will work for your clothing brand is through friends and word of mouth. Okay, this is probably the best way to generate social proof, and that's through a friend telling another friend about this awesome clothing brand that they know of, right? If you have a friend that you look up to and he comes up to you and says, "Oh my gosh, you need to try out this new clothing brand, they're amazing," they're so likely to be interested in the brand as well. The hardest part about building a clothing brand is gaining social proof from nothing. You may find that, since your clothing brand only has between 100 and 1,000 followers on Instagram, that the fact that people can see that your brand is so small really contributes to why they won't buy in the first place. And this is really the hardest part about making sales in the beginning and why it is such a hustle, okay? Sometimes no proof is better than little proof. And by that I mean the fact that people can see, only a small amount of people are interested in your brand and that your brand is small and that you only have 100 followers is actually worse for your brand than if people just couldn't see the amount of followers at all. And that's why on YouTube, they actually have the option where you can click off how many people are subscribing to you so that people can't see how many subscribers that you have, because it helps generate more subscribers, right? Because people, don't rely on that social proof as much, which is really interesting. Unfortunately, on Instagram, there's no way around this because they force you to show how many followers are following your Instagram account. So the true way to get around it is by being so professional, so cool, by posting such awesome pictures and having such a clean biography with such a simple message that truly resonates with somebody to the point where they don't even rely on social proof and are able to buy your product simply from how good and cool it looks, okay? Now, when you do this, hopefully you can build momentum with social proof and then use your social proof moving forward while you continue creating awesome, amazing content that truly resonates with your audience. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. And you may have to go back and watch this video several times so that you fully understand why having social proof is so gangster for your clothing brand. If you made it to this point in the video, I want to tell you about the closed Facebook group that we have going on for apparel success. There's a link in the description below. Click that link, join us in the Facebook group. We're basically a whole bunch of clothing brand owners in there to support each other, answer each other's questions. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.